Okay, so we're gonna do day one, which is what is our number one. 1 second, sorry for the booby, need to clean. There we go. Number one focus for the year to end the year on a high. So, we were actually chatting in the car today about how, COVID has screwed around with so many people this year, but something I recognized is that a lot of us in this team, because we stuck together through it all, we had the Zooms, we supported each other, we posted in here, we were accountable. I wrote up home workouts for you guys and all that stuff. I feel like emotionally, a lot of you girls have actually come further than a lot of people through it because it forced you guys to slow down and also really use the support from the group. And something else we realized is that, well, Rhonda can probably put it into better words, but it's like not taking it so damn seriously because you put it into your words.
If you keep taking everything so seriously, then you stop having fun and you stop seeing the happiness within every single moment, which I wasn't finding dating particularly fun, and it wasn't a happy moment until I flipped the switch and went, you know what? It's time to have some fun. I'm going to live my life. I'm going to smile more. I'm going to be me, because it comes down to also not being the fear of not being enough or being too much.
Exactly.
Just be you. Relax. Have fun.
And how you do one thing is how you do everything. I say that all the time, and you can relate the dating to fitness because it is a relationship. It's a relationship with your health, with your fitness, with your future. And too many people are so wound up in adding weight to a bar or just being so wound up about seeing progress so immediately or all the time. You don't step back to realize how much it's actually benefiting every other aspect of your life and the fact that it's adding quality to your life. Like, I had the best morning this morning, just running upstairs, running downstairs. We did it in record time as well, and it was just the best morning, and I felt so fit, so healthy, kept up with, it was a massive stair hike for context. We ran up all these stairs, and the stuff that fitness does for you, it gives you confidence. I don't know how many of you know, unless you spent time going through all the older videos and the old podcasts that I put up, but I was someone that was far from confident before. I had zero confidence. I was always scared of being too much and not enough. Same went into relationships. It went into the opportunities I grabbed up and all that stuff as well. But putting myself through everything I did in the gym, it's the same as life. It's continually showing up, doing the reps, doing the work, realizing that you only get out what you put in. And yes, it's uncomfortable. And so many of you guys can be so comfortable with being comfortable, you're not willing to push through the discomfort, and the same goes through life, which is why it's just use it all.
How you do one thing is how you do everything.
And there's
just discipline.
Yeah, and I can think of so many examples where you guys are so wound up about the immediate results, you don't realize that shit takes time, and the harder you work at it, and the more you work at it, it's the person you become in the process. The thing is, you need to put yourself first. And if you're continually running on empty or just trying to, it's not an all or nothing process. That is where you set yourself up for failure. If you're expecting it to be so easy, or everything, all your ducks to be in a line before you actually make a move or you actually invest in yourself, instead of taking the good with the bad and realizing that it's never going to be perfect. There's always shit that's going to pop up. And I would like the conversation I had with Jody the other day, saying, I wish I could just do more videos for you guys, explaining all of these little shifts that Rhonda and I have been through together, chatting with each other, going through them together. Because I don't know how many of you know Rhonda's old story, but she was nothing like she is right now. Wound up, not enjoying anything. Her feedback to me was always, I don't have time for this. I don't have time to have any pleasure for myself or do this, do that. It was all wound up in just anxiety and stress. And now look at her. She's living her life. She's enjoying it a whole lot more, because it's the flipping the switch of, I'm going to put myself first and realize that unless I take time to revitalize who I am and put that effort into me, then I'm not going to be able to give my best self to everyone else. And Like, what's the purpose of your life? Is it seriously just thinking about food and training and numbers and scale weight? Like, what is your worth if it's placed on all of these stupid mental masturbating numbers?
Or
like,
work.
or
just
work.
Work. You don't live to go to work. You work so that you can live.
And that's the thing, like, you need to work to make the money, because money is your currency for life, in terms of you need to spend money for a lot of things in life, but the best things are free, and that's your happiness. It's your health, because your health is your wealth. And some of that, of course, it comes with the cost. You need to buy healthy food, you need to look after your body, but it's not something you can master in a day. And that's the focus. Well, my focus, something that I took away from this year, is that I don't owe anything to anyone, and no one owes me anything. You're not a victim in this. You need to take control of your life. And something so many people struggle to do is just realizing that not every single fucking day is going to be fucking amazing. Like, it needs to be said, because it's like you expect every day to just be so perfect. And I used to be like that too, where the slightest sight of a challenge would just demotivate me. Whereas now it's just like, I recognize when I'm down, or when I'm moody, or when I'm having a Rhonda moment, which is being spazzy, and that's what Dave calls it. He calls
Spazzy?
it
Thank you. Spazzy.
spazzy. That's what Dave calls it. He's a spastic.
He's a spastic. He's a bigger spastic than me.
But whenever I'm having a Rhonda moment, I realize all I need is a good night's sleep, and I always wake up feeling better. And the power of sleep, like, if I have a shitty sleep, like, I went through a period of, a lot of you guys already know, I went through a period of a really bad relationship where my sleep suffered a lot. And I was not a good person. My body was holding so much water weight. I was bloated. I felt ugly. Like, I just felt gross. And
You didn't look happy in any of your posts, even though you said you were happy. I was like, you're not happy.
That's the thing. Like, did you see what she said, though? I looked happy. I didn't let it weigh me down, because I knew that I will get through it. But if I played the victim card and acted like surrendered to it, I would not have got through it. But I pushed through it. I knew that I'm going to get through it, because I'm strong. And I know what I need to work on and what makes me happy. And that's getting my food on track, no matter how long it takes, and taking the mini steps. Getting my training was already on track, but I never let my training die off, even when I'm sick, unless I'm having, like, if it's head up, if I was head up sick, I would still train. If my body is sick, I would take it off, which it never was, because I look after my body. So I never missed a training session, but I mentally wasn't in it. So I finally started getting back into everything the way it used to be again. And that's the thing, like, you will have shit moments, but you can't let them defeat you. And that should be the focus for everybody ending the year. Like, recognize what it is that makes you feel good, and keep doing that. Like, write shit down. So many of you guys leave stuff in your head that you just feel so overwhelmed. And when things seem more complicated than they are, you stress out, you lose your head. And I have whiteboards everywhere. Rhonda's seen my whiteboards. Like, shit is crazy in my room.
What did I call it? I called it the Mad Professor Den or something.
Yeah, the Mad Professor Den. Like, I have quotes everywhere. You need to remind yourself of how good doing what you do makes you feel, so you stop being so damn hard on yourself. Like, stop being so hard on yourself. Okay? And that should be the focus, and that's pretty much...
Stop being so hard on yourself. It works. Honestly, it does.
Like...
I actually sleep now.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I wish I could have the same influence on you guys through, like, a lot more personalized influence on you guys as I've been able to do with Rhonda. But it's another thing that's so hard for me to do when you guys don't give me the opportunity to. Because a lot of you don't. You stay in your shell, you hide away. Like, I'm trying to bring you out of your shell to talk to me, because I goddamn fucking care so much that it kills me. Like, she knows it kills me. I stress out so much over you guys sometimes because I care a lot. And especially when I don't know what's going on, that hurts, because I feel like I've done something. And I know that I haven't. So reach out to me. I don't know what I don't know. And make your focus for the rest of the year a positive one. Any last words?
And make sure that you've got the right people around you, because the environment is so important. So I've let go of a couple of really toxic relationships. It took me most of the year, but it's done now. And
ever since then, you can actually see how much happier she is.
Environment is, like, just as important as your training and your nutrition.
If not more important, because if you're having a shitty environment, your nutrition's going to suffer and your training's going to suffer. I'll leave you with that. That's 10 minutes of wisdom with the twinnies. Mwah.